Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be another VSG video. Today's video is going to be about incisions. If you would like to keep watching this video to find out all the good deets about the incisions, then just keep watching. So today's video is going to be about the incisions that you have with surgery. Now, these incisions, I'm going to tell you the truth about the incisions, about what happened, the placement. There's going to be pictures, so it's very graphic. I just want to put that out as a disclaimer. Very graphic. I'm going to give you the real deets on it. If you would not like to watch this video, you can click out right now because there will be graphics. I have 5 incisions where the surgeon went in and put his instruments for me. I will insert a clip here, what they look like. Yeah, so that's exactly what they look like. Now, as far as being happy with the placement, I'm very happy with the placement that the surgeon decided to go to do the actual VSG surgery. I will say, even though I'm happy where they are, I'm not happy that there is one in my belly button. It just feels weird now. It just has a weird feeling, like, and there are people who like actually suffer from that, like being weirded out by like their belly button. I know Khloe Kardashian is one of them. I'm not afraid of it. It's just it feels weird. But other than that, I am happy where my incisions were placed. Now, as far as the incisions go, the doctor used glue. So it's like a glue that you just, I guess, smear on the incision and it'll heal up and close up, and then the glue will fall off. That was what I had. I was very grateful for that because I didn't want to deal with changing gauzes every day. However, it was inevitable that I would have to be messing with gauze anyways because of one of my incisions, and I will get into that really soon. It was very easy. I wasn't able to wash, like scrub the incisions like when I got home on the instructions. It just said that I pretty much had to soap up the towel and like squeeze it on top of it so that it wouldn't, I guess, like mess with it or like make it come off prematurely. So that's what I did. I made sure to follow those instructions to a T because, you know, I didn't want to risk any infections or anything like that. Now, alongside incisions, there's something else that people deal with, and I feel like a lot of people don't really talk about it as much, but it is the bruising. Generally, when you have surgery and they're like tugging and prodding and pulling at you, you're gonna have some type of bruising, and it's normal. For some people don't bruise, some people do bruise, some people bruise a lot. I happen to be one of the people who bruise a lot. My bruising on my stomach was crazy. I will insert a picture here, and this is where it's gonna get graphic. That was my bruising in my stomach that I had from surgery. Very alarming, most would say. I definitely thought it was that way. Now, alongside with a lot of that bruising in the following days coming before the week of my follow-up appointment with my surgeon, I had a little dilemma. One of my incisions, the incisions in my belly button, started to bleed. Now, they said that if there was any complications as far as bleeding or anything like that goes, you have to kind of let your surgeon know or to go to the emergency room if it was pretty excessive. I was very on top of it. I noted everything. I made sure that everything was right. I have to make sure that I'm okay, that there's nothing wrong. I'm going back to work in a week and I have to make sure that everything is okay. So with that being said, I had my surgeon's nurse practitioner's number. We would converse. If I had any concerns, I could call her. I would let her know, hey, listen, you know, I'm having an issue. something's not right, or I don't think something is right, can you take a look at it? We would take pictures, and I would send her the pictures of what I was talking about. So I initially sent her a picture of the bleeding in the stomach and of my bruising. She said that the bruising was normal. It wasn't anything alarming. It didn't look any type of way. So I was grateful for that. As far as the bleeding goes, she said, we really don't necessarily like to see bleeding, but if you're having bleeding and it's a little bit, it's fine. She said, you're coming in for your appointment or later on in the week, so it should be okay. And I was like, okay, fine. And she was like, however, if it does bleed anymore and it starts oozing out, then you need to go to the doctor. And I was like, okay, cool. So the next day I was just at home, and I didn't wear shirts, which was really weird. Like, I would just be in like a bra or like a sports bra or something, just walking around the house just to kind of like monitor it, because I wanted to see it. So I noticed that it was oozing out of my stomach. So I got myself together and I went to the emergency room, because that's exactly what they told me to do. I went to the same hospital that I had my surgery at, because they would have my records. They would understand more because I had the surgery and they had that information. And I was very scared. Very, very scared, because I was like, I'm not supposed to be bleeding. This is not supposed to be something that's supposed to be happening, like kind of like what's going on. So I went to the hospital, and thank God one of the surgeons who were there came down, was actually on my surgeon's team. So they were familiar with my case because they were there when I had the surgery. So she was just kind of like, let me just take a look or whatever and see what's going on. She asked about my bruising, because let's be honest, everyone asked about my bruising because it was really freaking bad. So bad to the point that my surgeon, when I saw him, he asked me, he was like, whoa, what's going on? What have you been doing? He's like, have you been fighting an MMA fighter? He was like, you look like you got in a fight with one of them. And I was like, yeah. I was like, this is just this bruising. Like, I don't know. And even my boyfriend, he was like, you look like you got in a really bad car accident. I was like, yeah, no, these things, I don't know. Like, I just bruise easily. So that was the thing. But the doctor came and she looked, and she pretty much said, you're fine. There's nothing wrong. It doesn't have any foul odor. She was like, it's not, it's not alarming. She was like, it just looks to me that like it's a hematoma. So I was like, okay, I can work with a hematoma, like, and for those who don't know what a hematoma is a localized collection of blood outside of the blood vessel, whether it's the capillaries, the veins, the arteries, and it's outside of the blood vessel's walls. So that means that blood was seeping into my tissues rather than staying inside of the blood vessels. So that's what a hematoma is. And I knew what a hematoma was because I have medical background. So I was just kind of like, okay, okay, it's a hematoma. How are you gonna fix this hematoma? And I know that it had to be with draining. So it was either she could have stuck a needle and drained it that way, or she could have just did like a tube or something. So I was really worried because I was like, I'm not really sure how you're gonna do this. And she was like, don't worry. She's like, we're just gonna squeeze it out. And I was like, okay, that's fine. I was like, I'm okay with that. She told me it wouldn't hurt. She also did tell me that it was gonna be discomforting, and it was very uncomfortable, so uncomfortable. But she was just squeezing and squeezing and squeezing and squeezing and squeezing so much blood, like so many bloody gauzes were like used. And she was like, we got most of it out. She was like, it might still ooze out a little bit, but that's just it draining. And I was like, okay, that's fine. I was like, I'm not gonna have an issue with that. So she told me that I need to get gauze to fold them up and pack them in there, and pack another one, and then tape it. So she gave me some tape, and I was just able to clean it and keep it going. I would clean it with the soap and the water, and then pat dry it with a gauze just to get the moisture out of it, because they told you to like pat your incisions dry. So I would pat it, and then I would like stuff it, and then over the course of a couple of days it stopped bleeding, which I was very, very, very happy for. And that was pretty much the end of that. Like, that trip to the hospital really freaked me out a bit, because I'd never seen that much blood before, unless it was like in a tube, like when I went for testings for the blood for the surgery prior. I was like, what's going on? That happened. I had a hematoma, but that's why it pays to be very on top of your health, and to know what's wrong, or to know when something is not right, and to be able to reach out to the people who operated on you to figure out if you're okay, or if you're having an issue or anything like that. So I was very grateful for my person who was there to pick up the phone for me, answer my emails, answer my questions, answer my text messages, refer to my pictures. So I was very, 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 very pleased with that. And I hope that you guys, if you're looking into getting surgery, that you have someone like that as well. As far as the incisions go, now how did I take care of them? Like I said, I had the glue, so after a while the glue started to fall off on its own. So when I guess it fell off, I guess that's kind of like, you know, it did what it needed to do, and now the body was just telling it to get off. I was kind of, you kind of just know when it's okay and time to start actually washing yourself and like touching your incisions and stuff. You kind of gauge, and you know when it's a good time to do that. So I'm not going to tell you when to do it, because everyone is different and it's to each their own. So that's what I did as far as that. I used Dove soap only. I know it's controversial. No, I'm just kidding. But it's, you know, I just use regular soap of my body choice. And I also used this here. This is the Palmer's Cocoa Butter Formula Skin Therapy Oil. It's formulated with a lot of antioxidants, vitamins. It has something called CT-Somate E complex. It has argan oil in it. Yeah, so it's they say you're supposed to put it on 3 times a day in the affected area. In the beginning, I definitely was putting it on 3 times a day. Now, I feel like with the surgery, we follow everything to a T in the beginning, and then after a while we start to kind of like slack or just a little bit, and that happened with this. So I don't do it 3 times a day. It says that it helps improves the appearance of scars, stretch marks, dry, damaged skin, uneven skin tone, and aging. So that's pretty cool with that. It says that 93 women saw reduced effects of the scars. I use this for the scarring so that it isn't as dark or, you know, more prominent. This is so that they can go away and my body can look good. So yeah, that's all that I use as far as a skin therapy for my incisions, my scars, and things like that. If you guys have any questions regarding incisions, regarding scarring, or anything like that, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section or email me. I answer all emails and comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe on this video, and also subscribe to this channel. I will see you guys in another video. Bye.